Dharma Bites is brought to you by Free Buddhist Audio, the Dharma for your life. Our work is funded entirely by donations from our generous listeners. If you would like to help us keep this free, make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. Thank you, and happy listening.
It's not just seeing death. It's like there's seeing and there's really seeing, isn't there? There's seeing, and then there's seeing when it hits you like that. You know, when it actually somehow permeates through that shell of disbelief that we have. When that happens, that's what we call vision. That changes us on some level. It may not completely change us once and for all, but on some level, we let something in that challenges those deeply held, actually false beliefs that we have. So there are all sorts of beliefs that we have that are not the way things are, but we hold on to them very, very tightly. And when something permeates that shell, that's vision. And that's what's known as the first limb of the Noble Eightfold Path. Is in some translations it's called right view. Bhante in this book calls it perfect vision. And we have these moments where we see things slightly differently. So the Buddha set off on this quest as a result of what he saw. And he looked deeply into his own experience. And he practiced very, very deeply with different teachers. And then on his own for 6 years. And then he came to this point of enlightenment. Now, obviously, you know, I could spend hours, days, whole talk, courses, trying to talk about what that experience is, and I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is, the Buddha's experience, or the experience of enlightenment, is a different kind of consciousness, not like the ordinary consciousness that we have. So in that, you can't even say it's an experience, because an experience would be an ordinary human being having what we understand as experience. So enlightenment's not like that. If you think you know what that is, then you haven't got it. It's a different kind of consciousness. And human suffering, which was what his quest was an attempt to get to the bottom of, is not a problem that can be solved on its own terms. That's why enlightenment is an answer to this problem of human suffering. We think it's a problem that can be solved on its own terms, and that's a wrong view. We think that actually if we just make ourselves comfortable enough, or if we get the right job, or if we get the right partner, or if we earn enough money, or if we, I don't know, actually, even if we understand enough about the Buddha's teaching up to a certain point, we can think, okay, well, that's great, everything will be okay. But it's not going to be okay, actually, this side of enlightenment. And enlightenment is a complete turnabout in the deepest seat of the nature of our consciousness. It does away with that ordinary consciousness that thinks that, and thinks that that is going to happen, and thinks that that is okay. So we can't know what that's like until enlightenment, but I think these moments of vision are like a tiny little window onto that. It's like a little portal or a little something opens up that just lets in, you could say, like the light of enlightenment, maybe just for a fraction of a second, maybe for a day, maybe for a couple of hours. And our job is to take that seriously, to honour it, and then start to change and start to try and change on the basis of that. And Bhante talks about this in the book. He does it beautifully. And he says that what we need to do is to bring the rest of our life and our mind up to the level of that moment of vision.
We hope you enjoyed today's Dharma Bite. Please help us keep this free. Make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. And thank you.